Hey guys, it's Bots Obsession. This is a video that I wasn't totally sure that I was gonna make. This isn't a bad video. You read the title. The title is very much 100% what I want to talk about. It is about 1:30 at night right now. I can't sleep, so I figured I would record. The the topic of today's video is depression and collecting. And I think this is something a lot of collectors go through. I think this is something a lot of people in the space go through and are very silent about. I've mentioned it a few times on live stream. I've mentioned it a couple times. I want to talk about the correlation between depression and collecting, or maybe it's like mass collecting. In my own experience, this is something that does happen to collectors. We get in this bout, and I think there's two sides to it. There is the side that's I'm depressed, these little robots or trinkets, let's go with, make me happy, I'm gonna buy a ton of these, is on the flip side where it's like I'm so depressed, nothing makes me happy, I'm gonna get rid of my collection. This is something that I've kind of dealt with. I don't think that being silent about one's struggles is the best. I think that if you are struggling, you should try and find a friend or some sort of support system for yourself, whether that be a therapist, a friend to confide in, a parent, a loved one, whatever it is. And if you are struggling right now and you find this video, I hope that you get better. I hope that things start looking up for you. And I hope you find what you need to heal. I'm in the camp that definitely buys out of depression. I do get that boost of serotonin whenever a new figure shows up in the mail, and especially post TFCon, where TFCon was a very healing experience for me. I think it hit me at just the right time to do a lot of heavy lifting, be around friends. I got to meet new people. I got to be on a panel, which is fantastic. I got to hang out with creators who I looked up to. I got to meet a ton of people, and it's just been wonderful ever since. And I found a ton of figures that I was looking for, specifically Iron Factory figures. It's been really good. I post TFCon, like any kind of illness, it comes in waves where it's like, some days it's very easy to get up out of bed, record a video, work on something, and put it out there. And then there's days like today where I know I need to edit the hot takes video. I know I need to do work. I cannot sit there and make myself do it, even though I know I need to do it. And once it's done, I will feel better about it. And it's one of those things where I get distracted and I go, oh, let me just window shop. Let me just look at this. Or even like I start picking up my collection and start playing with that because I think, oh, maybe if I just take a break and I pick up one of my toys, I'll feel better. If I pick up, Iron Factory Shockwave, if I grab DevCon, I'll feel better. If I grab Cyclonus off the shelf, I'll feel better. And then that turns into, well, that one didn't help me, I'm gonna grab a different one. Oh, that one didn't help me, well, I'm gonna grab a different one. It just becomes this downward spiral. And I think as collectors, I think we look to these hobbies as a way to kind of get out of this mindset as well, because we see a sense of community. We get a feeling of community and belonging out of our fandom, out of our hobby. And I see this a lot either with video game communities, trading card game communities. This is coming from someone who worked in a game store where I would go in on holidays and there would be people there on Thanksgiving, on Christmas Eve, Halloween, and I'd think to myself, why come to a game store on a holiday? What are they doing here? Some people would come on their birthdays, until one of the owners of the store finally told me, they're here because they have nowhere else to go. This is where their people are. And something about that really clicked with me, and I think about that a lot, because not only is it kind of like a really messed up phrase, because like he obviously didn't know these people, it kind of rings true when you think about it in a way, especially because a lot of fandom and a lot of collector-oriented hobbies do take place online. So we get to know these people online and through the hobby. So we go to that online space, which is also just terrible for your mental health in general. But that just leads into it. We go to these online spaces, these communal online spaces, to partake in the hobby and hope that it gets us out of our funk. I think there are days where obviously that is a solution, but you know, there's some people where that's not the thing to be doing. That's just gonna make it worse. Especially depending on the space that you are in. If you're one of those people where you're like, I just really need someone to be there right now, depending on the online space, that might not be the best idea. It could end up being more self-destructive. I'm kind of losing the plot on what I wanted to talk about because I think I've kind of covered what I wanted to talk about. I don't totally know the point of this video. Maybe it's so that way fellow collectors who are maybe going through similar things that I sometimes feel, like I said, like where it's just like some days is really hard. Some days you're just going through the motions of existing, and then there's other days where you're high on life. Maybe it's so that way those people, they might see this and not feel so alone, because you aren't. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are struggling, you are not alone, and that there is someone going through the same things you are. I guess this is also, there's a lot of negativity that I've seen kind of going through the Transformers community, which I used to praise the Transformers community on how positive and inviting it was. And it's not to the point where it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom. It's not to the point where it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh community. But it is getting to a point where it's like, wow, there's a lot of toxicity. And maybe it's just because I've been here a while. I think that, you know, we all sometimes need a reminder that the person on the other side of the screen is a person as well. The point that I'm getting at here is that you are not alone. That if you're someone who collects, you're someone in fandom, you're not alone. There is someone else out there struggling. And I didn't make this video for any particular reason. I think I made it partially for myself. But if there's something, you know, that's eating away. No, what am I talking about? I'm kind of losing the plot here. It's very early in the morning or very late. And I've done 2 different takes of this because I'm trying to keep all my thoughts in order, and it's a little difficult. But with all that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been Bots Obsession.